Hey everyone, this is Joe from Antilio's Woodshop. Today, we're talking about something that's on every woodworker's mind at some point. Are Festool tools worth the price? So I'll be diving into a few of their most popular tools like the ETS and the Rotex Sanders, the Tracksaw, and the infamous Domino. Plus, if you stay till the end, I'll show you some affordable alternative accessories and how to turn your ETS 125 into an ETS 150. Real quick, all of these tools were bought using my own money, and this video is not sponsored by Festool whatsoever. So, are the tools worth the high price tag, or are you better off with something that's more budget friendly? Let's find out. First up, we have the Festool ETS Sander, which is widely regarded as one of the best in the market. Now, Festool's ETS Sander isn't just any random orbital sander. It's a precision tool designed for a super smooth, swirl-free finish. But does the price tag justify it? Let's take a look at something like the Bosch ROS 20 VSC, which is what I had before I had the ETS Sander and is a solid budget-friendly option. They both do the same job, but the Festool Sander has a much lower vibration, so your hands won't be buzzing after hours of use, and the ETS has more holes in the pad, which equates to better dust collection and a better finish. Next, let's talk about this beast, the Festool TS75 Tracksaw, a tool that has redefined how I break down full sheets of plywood and large slabs of hardwood. This isn't your typical Tracksaw. The TS75 has a cutting depth of 2 3/4 of an inch, while your typical Tracksaw has a cutting depth of 2 1/8 to 2 1/4 of an inch. You might be thinking, hey, I can just get a regular saw for a fraction of the price. And you can, but the problem is you will lose a lot of cutting depth since you have to use a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch plywood for your track. For some light duty work, the circular saw with a DIY track is definitely a great option. One advantage of the Festool Tracksaw is the built-in anti-kickback mechanism and dust extraction, which is top tier, meaning your workspace stays cleaner and you get more control. Alright, moving on to one of my personal favorites, the Festool Domino. I know a lot of people throw the term game changer a lot in this industry, but the Festool Domino really is a game changer for me. Woodworking is a hobby for me, and as much as I like to hand cut mortise and tenon, which I have done in the past, sometimes I just want to build something quickly without sacrificing structural integrity. The Domino simplifies it all by using a unique floating tenon system that's quick, strong, and accurate. Now, the Domino isn't cheap. It's an expensive investment. But when you compare it to a doweling jig or a biscuit joiner, you're saving time, getting more precision, and avoiding the frustration of alignment issues. And while cheaper alternatives like the Kreg pocket hole jig or dowel jig will get you by, they don't offer the speed or ease that the Domino does. And I wouldn't depend on pocket holes as my main joint for furniture, especially ones that are subjected to a lot of external forces like a chair or a dining room table. If you want to speed up your workflow and enjoy your time in the shop without sacrificing quality, I highly recommend saving up for a Festool Domino. Last but not least, let's talk about the Festool Rotex Sander. This is one of those tools that has multiple personalities. Rotary mode for aggressive sanding and random orbit mode for fine finishes. It's a versatile tool that does both heavy stock removal and fine sanding without switching to a whole new sander. But to be perfectly honest, out of the Festool tools I own, this is one I use the least. I mostly use it to remove router bit marks from flattening end grain boards, and because of that, this is one tool I can't recommend, especially now that I own a drum sander. If you think you have a good use case for one, consider the Bosch dual mode sander, which is less than half the price of the Festool. I'll leave a link down below. Now let's talk about something that Festool does notoriously well. They make some of the best dust extraction systems and accessories, but the problem is they are very costly. So are there alternatives? Luckily, yes. You can often find compatible accessories from other brands or use competing dust extractor like this Nilfisk vacuum that I use. I've had this vacuum for almost 5 years and it hasn't skipped a beat. It features a plug for your tool, so it automatically starts with a tool. Also, the bags cost a lot less than the Festool vacuum ones. As far as the Domino goes, consider buying cutters from Amana Tool. They are half the cost, carbide tipped, and cut as well, if not better than the Festool brand. Also, I found this alternative Domino tenon brand that I've been using with great success for a few years. For my tracks or guide rails, I own a Makita from when I owned a battery-powered Makita Tracksaw, and this other brand that I found on Amazon. Both work just as they should. All of these accessories work perfectly well and can save you a lot of money in the long run without sacrificing too much performance. The only thing to keep in mind is that the fit and finish might not be as good, and the functionality isn't as seamless with Festool's branded accessories. Now, for those of you who stuck around, you can save some money by outfitting your ETS 125 with an off-brand ETS 150 pad. At least that's what I did 4 years ago with my ETS, and it's been great. The ETS 125 and ETS 150 is essentially the same sander with the same motor, but in usual Festool tradition, you are paying an extra $100 for a bigger pad. Now be warned, I did this conversion over 4 years ago, so things might have changed, so please do your own research. So, are Festool tools worth the money? It really depends on your needs. If you're a professional or a hobbyist that values your time, then I would say yes. The investment is worth it. You're getting tools that performs exceptionally well and makes your life easier. But if you're just starting out and still unsure about this hobby, there are other alternatives out there. Brands like Makita, DeWalt, and Bosch, just to name a few, offer the same tools at a fraction of the price. Just know that on some tools you might be sacrificing a little bit of convenience and precision. Thanks for watching the video, and I hope you find it useful. Until next time, see ya.